everyone, and welcome back to our channel where we talk everything and anything SEO and marketing. Today we have Robert. I'm sure you know him. Robert is one of the first people starting to talk about AI, how to use it, how not to abuse it, how it's going to help you. I'm sure you all know about his most famous topic, shit in, shit out, one of my favorite. And today we're going to be talking about how he is using AI to his advantage, how he is growing with AI and how his agency is growing with AI and how he's making more money, how he's not killing people and taking jobs from them, but enhancing them. I loved his presentation in SEO Mastery, and I thought this is exactly what so many people need to hear. So Robert, thank you for agreeing to talk to us and sharing your knowledge.
Thanks for having me, Ivana. It's a pleasure, and I would like to share a lot of information how to approach AI transformation from not SEO perspective actually, but from the perspective of executives and C-level, because I think these days in the world we are, let's say, in the sort of FOMO because of AI, all agents and the innovation that on daily basis the world is bringing to us. And I know that everyone is feeling some sort of emotion. Sometimes it's temptation, sometimes it's satisfaction, sometimes it's a fear, sometimes it's something different. So we as C-levels or head of or managers need to manage it somehow to win the game, because the time span, in my opinion, to implement AI, especially in our organization and help our people grow with AI as a copilot or augmentation is short. In my opinion, the time span for us, it's like maybe 12 months, maybe 2 years in maximum to approach this transformation. And I'm pretty sure that the organization and the teams which or who approach the transformation and adopt AI in the pipelines, workflows, processes will win, because it's about the optimization of margins, and margins are a source of our payroll and satisfaction at the end of the day. So topic is for sure huge, and I'm happy to discuss it with you. Thanks for having me one more time.
Thank you. And this is exactly a topic that I think lots of people need to hear, because for many people, implementing AI is creating a content in ChatGPT and copy paste. And they don't understand how much AI can help you, how many small tasks it can take. And I use AI quite a lot of things, but I was amazed by your research and by your presentation, like, oh, you can do this. I actually personally loved how you said, like, how many channels people use and how it actually grows and how many interactions there are and how much easier you can make it with AI. And I was like, well, this is exactly what I would need, because, so there's so many good things. So just let's go to it. Start and talk to us and just give us all you have.
So you just touch the law of Mr. McAuliffe that stated that if we have 10 people or 20 people in our team, they have 190 ways of communicate or even over communicate with each other. I mean, calls, Slack, mails, phone calls, messages and stuff. And if we think about it, it's hard to scale in this case, because the McAuliffe's law, we can describe it below this video, is growing exponentially. In this case, for example, if you have in your team like 100 employees, the McAuliffe's or the ways of connecting each other or communicate with people is around 5,000 channels in this case. And the whole idea here is that the agents don't grow the McAuliffe's, because they communicate directly, and even when you sleep, and is the thing. I want all managers and all business owners to rethink in their organization how they can actually optimize the communication internally and start not working but start thinking, because in most case scenario we have some room in our, let's say, calendars for communication and discussing stuff, and then we need to work and deliver results. But with AI we can start to think more and orchestrate instead of, let's say, copy paste things to Google Sheets in this case. And if you think about the transformation this way, how AI can allow us to think more instead of do more, is the way how AI native teams will shape the industry in following weeks and months. And even yesterday, I read the article. We can also link it below the video from one of the partner from Sequoia. Sequoia is a startup accelerator or VC found in Silicon Valley, and this guy rethinked middle management and the communication between teams and people, comparing it to chain of command in an army. And if we think about the army, we have the officers, we have the generals, and all other levels of chain of command. And actually, AI is changing the way how we communicate and how we organize our operation on all possible levels. But the army started to communicate with this chain of command starting in the ancient in Rome. But now AI is reshaping also this part of our organization. And for sure, let's go and let's link this article. It's eye-opening one. Plus this over communication, and for sure it's a way how all managers and head of have to approach it in the first step. So internal communication, execution, and routing information. It's most important, and routing decision from both to the top and from top to the bottom, and so on. So AI for sure will help us and allow us to not communicate or over communicate with each other, but to think and orchestrate and just oversee the processes with AI agents, which are or who are hard to say which or who, but they are real and they are with us. Okay, for the last, I don't know, 1 year maybe, but for real, for the last 2 months or 3 months. So it's the moment for sure to think how it works and how we can implement even in the simplest tasks in our organization. But the ultimate goal here is to start thinking and building strategy instead of just deliverables, because we are about what? I mean, about strategy. AI agents these days are about how. I even gave the example of some fancy or hard semantic concepts in semantic SEO. I asked the crowd in Vietnam how many people in crowd understand the concept of frame semantic or distributional semantics. And imagine that only one guy in the room said, I understand it. But the thing is that the agents and latest state-of-the-art models understand it by default. So we can take huge advantage only with changing our organization and way how we work from how to what, and how agents know by default in most cases. So yeah, it's huge, and I hope that all managers, all head of, all C-levels who are listening to us will think even for 5 minutes how they can reshape, starting from the beginning, from the communication with our people. Because you know what? The thing is that the innovation is hard, and transforming organization is hard, and pushing people to adapt or innovate is even super hard. Is the hardest part, and it's the reason why so many companies are chasing shiny object and trying to implement AI in like everywhere, in sales department, in marketing department, because it leveraged the money in first thinking. But the thing is, your people need to, your team, your crew members, your employees, whatever you name it, need to feel the innovation and the passion even from the boring tasks, like instant gratification. Otherwise, you can't adapt AI in your companies, you will fail. And even I showed the research from MIT from the last year that 95% of corporations fail with AI because they are not starting from people and communication, they are starting from shiny objects. So it's the next thing I would like to say to your listeners, to rethink how they can implement AI for their teams to allow them to do simplest stuff, even project management, even I don't know, notes from calls or weekly digest, weekly briefing, or whatever, that they will feel the instant gratification and instant result like next day. And it's the way to start, not just decide, okay, we will produce all existing content in our company by AI, or we will, let's say, delegate all marketing department to AI. It won't work. Start from the basis, start from the boring stuff, and it's the way to succeed with AI transformation. Otherwise, your people will block it, simply. And you will wake up in next year and it could be too late to innovate. But it's also normal that there will be some rotations and there will be some layoffs. But I'm not on the side to change people to AI and agents, which is possible in next 2 quarters. I'm about doubling or tripling the capacity and the operation we are able to achieve with AI as our copilots.
So which parts would you first give to AI? Because you say you start with people. People naturally resist change.
Yep.
They don't want it. So do you start
Yep.
with education, or how do you do it? How do you start the change? We all resist it. We hate it. Okay. We just, no, I don't want to do it. I have my process and I'm not going to change. How do you do it? Is it an education or what?
Yeah,
How
the
do
thing
you
is,
start the change?
once again, based on MIT studies, our team members and the people in general are fearing stuff they don't understanding. You know what I mean? They are thinking about AI in most cases that it will replace them, so we won't touch it because it will replace us in some way.
Yes.
And even MIT stated that only AI training, how to use AI day by day for normal, regular operation can save companies around 11 hours weekly per head. So how to use Claude, how to use ChatGPT, how to connect it with MCP, with your calendar, with your project management, with Slack, how to organize the thing you hate. My people, for example, I ask them what sort of processes in our team, in our organization brings the biggest frustration. And it's the exercise I recommend to all listeners, just to ask people, send survey to all your crew members and ask, what are you doing? What are your typical processes on a weekly basis? What sort of frustration you feel doing it daily? How much time you spend on it? How much time we can save with AI? So only based this sort of simple exercise, you will get the information about frustration, and it's most important information from your team, like feedback loop you can get. And in my situation, the most frustrating part was project management, preparing for calls and client reporting, content planning. I mean, not planning content, but planning like topical maps and this sort of stuff. And what's more,
follow-ups. I think you said follow-ups in the presentation. Okay.
Follow-ups and this sort of stuff.
Yes.
And then
you see, I listened to the presentation. I made notes.
Yeah, very good. And it's the things you need to start with, because if you break the frustration in your team, even with project management, which sounds kind of simple, it's just you need to log into Jira, Monday, Trello, whatever you use, check your task, add comments, use Kanban, move from one column to other column. But the frustration in most cases scenarios will be huge because you need to do it on the weekly basis, on daily basis even. And it's super easy to automate it. Even with Claude, we use Claude for it. You need just to use MCPs to connect to your dashboards, then just generate or write the skill how your team needs to, let's say, use chat. I mean, Copilot or assistant in my company, it's Claude Desktop in most cases. And that's it. You can do it like in 1 week. And after 1 week, you solve.
Sounds easy. This sounds easy if you know how. Now I'm going to be cheeky. Do you have a training that we can share in our description that people can go and train with you how you do all these things? Because you are an AI expert. So for you, when you talk about it, it's like pouring a water and drinking a tea. But for me, it's a little bit like, okay, let me write it down. Let me research this. So for normal people, it is a little bit more difficult. Do you have a training that I can link to where you explain this maybe?
Yeah, you can start even with YouTube and just look for, I don't know, Claude desktop MCPs is the first part. Just search for Claude desktop MCPs, and there is tons of videos.
I thought maybe you have some specific training because you share
At
so
the end,
much information.
at the end, I will say about it. The next step.
Thank you. I'll link it.
The next step, just search in YouTube Claude skills, and after a few videos only, based on these two topics, you will be able to start optimizing processes internally in your organization, like simple stuff. I have also educational company, but it's only in Polish these days, but shortly it will be in English. So for sure, I will help the SEO community in the next month to optimize their, especially SEO workflow, but also how to build sub-agents, how to build agents, how to build skills and use this sort of operation. But it's not available when we record this video, but it will be available in English shortly. But we also can link to it, and I will be happy to help in the next month and so on. But for sure, start with YouTube.
Make sure
and there's
to share
tons
it
of materials.
Once it's English. Once it's in English, share it with me so I can reshare it in the YouTube, in my LinkedIn, so everybody knows where to find you, because you are the expert we want to learn from. So
thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
it's
one more
coming
thing.
in the next few months. We have a surprise. There will be a training from Robert. We might even have him make a short video about it, if you agree. So you tell people how it works, and we just give them a little bit of like, this is how I'm going to be your first customer. I'm telling you that right now. I speak Polish, but not enough to educate myself.
Okay, but what's funny, we did it in Polish for 1.5 year, and we already trained like 1,500 people in Poland. And what's funny, guys from abroad also started to joining our courses and translating it using AI and transcribing our videos. But it will be available in English. But let's back to the process of optimization of let's say this project management optimization. You need 3 things: Claude or ChatGPT. I'm Claude fanboy, but you can decide on your own. Then MCPs to connect to Jira, Monday, Trello, whatever you use. Then skills, just to describe how your boards look like, how your people can, let's say, assign tasks, comment tasks, and so on. And after this only simple example, your people will feel instant gratification because you solve their frustration. And you optimize the time they spend in Trello and Monday from 4 or 5 hours weekly up to 1 hour in Assistant. So you have spare 4 hours for thinking. And it's the first step you can do. But the most important part, you broke the wall of frustration, plus you gave instant gratification to your people. So after 1 week, 2 weeks, they will want more, because they will start feeling how AI is helping them, not replacing them in this case. So next step could be, I don't know, meeting preparation, AI notes. I think everyone has these note keepers these days, but what's next? Because you have notes, you can share it, you have to read it, but you can also use same tool set, I mean Claude Desktop plus MCP, plus we use, for example, Fireflies for AI notes, and you can adjust it. You can save it somewhere, and your people can just ask their assistant, okay, I have a meeting with this client, or we have this sort of project. We had some decisions in last week or last month, what it was, how to prepare for following call, what we have to do. And once again, they will feel next instant gratification, next frustration is broken, and not broken, but deleted, or there's no frustration in this case. And one more time saved for thinking, not just reading notes and preparing for calls. And step by step, once again, week by week, in feedback loop. And it's the process how, in my opinion, agencies, organizations, SEO teams, or whatever it is, have to achieve this problem, because Otherwise, if they go with shiny objects, like we will automate all link prospecting, because it's possible in some way. But the thing is, the whole innovation, I'm CTO in my organization, so I can, let's say, I can decide. I'm decision maker. I can come to my team, set up all hands meetings and said, okay, today we are doing, or starting from tomorrow, we are doing this way. There is the only process we will use in our company. But I know I will fail. They won't listen to me because I'm pushing them to use this sort of stuff, and they will use their own stuff, their own processes. They will try to do things how they did 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and so on. So the innovation have to start not from the top, from C-level. It have to be planned from the bottom of your organization, and it's the only way how to achieve it. And even MIT stated once again in their research from 2025 that it's triple the chance of succeed if you start from the bottom, plus from the boring stuff, plus from the back office, not shiny objects. And
Yeah,
we
I
as
see you're
a
very inspired by MIT. I love it. And as well you said, and I think this is what we're talking here about, is that you hold regular hackathons and brainstorming with your people, and you learn and you listen, right? And you told people to do that. Do brainstorming and hackathons with your people to listen and help them. So I think this is what we're talking about right now, right? It's involve the people, not to tell them
yeah
what to do, but ask them where to actually AI can help them.
yeah
Now, AI is obviously not replacing us and freeing our hands for thinking, but I have the very nasty question: who will be replaced? Because not everybody keep their jobs. If AI is saving 10 hours here, 5 hours here, who is going to be replaced? In your opinion, which positions or skills would be the first ones to go?
Okay, so I don't want to point any specific positions, because the truth is all of us are in some sort of risk with AI. And 1 week ago on my Polish conference, I did the exercise because all companies are about margins. Margins bring our payroll and salaries and profits and bonuses and so on. So I did this sort of exercises in my organization. We are started to measuring something we call RPE, which stands for revenue per employee. So we are just measuring, for example, if we pay someone like 10K monthly, we expect to double is not the number, to have a 3x, 4x per head as the organization. So the whole company is profitable. So the guys with the biggest risks are the guys and team members where it's super hard to grow the multiple of RPE. And I did exercise. I asked 2 big boys, global chief sales officers from White Press, and one of the board member from the biggest Polish SEO agency. Both of them are responsible for the revenue of 100 million plus Polish zloty yearly. So let's say big boys, and they understand the math. And I asked the question, Bartek, Piotrek, because it was their names, if someone in your team said, I can optimize only RPE using technology, are you able or are you good to give them a raise, bonus, and if they are safe in your organizations? And both of them even shouted, take my money tomorrow. And is the thing how we have to think about the whole AI tsunami, because it starts once again from the bottom. So if we adapt, if we are able to double, triple RPE, are we able to grow the capacity and think about important stuff in our company, think about or do important, let's say, processes, deliver results, we are safe. And this sort of position, it doesn't matter if it will be a lawyer, developer, content manager, or SEO expert. It doesn't matter, because the overall economics works. Otherwise, if our position is, let's say, we get like 10K in salary, and our RPE is, let's say, 20, so with just the double of our income, it will be the first position in P&L or Excel or all business intelligence the companies use to switch. So we need to start thinking about it, how we as team members or just employees or specialists or experts how we can influence or affect this business metrics. And if we can, is the moment to start. And if we just implement it, we are safe and good to go for the next few years, for 100% sure. If we will block this innovation, if we don't influence there will be no moves in RPE, we will be replaced shortly. And it doesn't matter if it's white collar worker or blue collar worker. In most cases, blue collar workers are in different positions, but it doesn't matter of the position of white collar worker in this case. If we just grow the numbers, and we are able to do it. And if you want the salary, if you want the bonus, if you want to have better, let's say, position, head of project management manager, team leader, whatever, the RPE is one number you need to think, and just deliver it to your officers, and you are safe. Only this one.
But I don't think this is exclusive to AI. If you are not delivering, you're going to be replaced by a person that is going to deliver. It doesn't have to be necessarily AI. I think this is just a company thinking of, is this person making us money that we need, that we were promised? And if not, we either replace it with AI if possible, or with another person that is going to make us money. So again, no change. It's just the AI is always a little bit scary. It always feels like, is there actually this invisible bot somewhere going to take my job because I'm slow or old or but it's actually nothing new. It's you need to deliver. You need to deliver.
Yeah, but there is one tricky part with AI these days, because I think not Shopify, but who had this problem? Klarna had this problem that they decided to switch the whole customer service or customer success department with AI, with no human in the loop, and they had huge problems because AI Klarna is about financing stuff. It's a loan company in general, so probably it's important to people to have customer service in position, not AI. And the whole innovation in Klarna was mistake, and they decided to hire one again. Why? Because AI is not responsible for the deliverabilities and your clients and work and reports. You are responsible, and you are talking to your client, to your boss, not AI once again. So I know that there's a lot of managers with temptation to replace people up to AI, but it's no go. There have to be someone responsible, and it have to be human in the loop in this case, because people or human are responsible, not AI. So the people are responsible for decisions, because bad decisions, hallucinated decisions from AI agents can reflect directly your business, especially in SEO, which can reflect directly penalties and problems. So once again, for sure, if we adapt, if we understand the math of organizations and impact the RPE, and especially, we are good to go.
I have a fun story here because the Klarna reminded me my frustration with my bank. They had only AI agent, okay, Slovak bank. And I wanted to close an account because I even forgotten I had it. I didn't use it for years, and they just kept sending me things that, over withdrawals and stuff. So I contacted, I downloaded everything they told me, and there was just AI agent and didn't understand, because they never had the problem, that I am not in Slovakia and I want to close the account. or whatever. I had to actually, no one helped me. Even when I called the number, it was an AI agent. So I had to travel to Slovakia to physically to bank to close the account because there was no human in a loop. And I think this is exactly this smallest thing, human in a loop, at least somewhere, because sometimes AI never encountered the problem you are trying to describe, or you are not using the words AI can understand. And then you have to travel from country to country just to close an account. So keep some human in a loop. Bottom
For sure.
line. Fantastic.
For,
I love
for,
that.
for sure, human in the loop. And to be honest, I won't fire anyone in my company. I even stated in yearly meeting that we are approaching this topic, we are approaching innovation, but you are safe. Everyone have to feel that they are safe. And
That's good. But
then,
you say you might not hire.
I'm not hiring right now.
Yeah. Because you're optimizing.
I'm trying
And
to
that's correct.
amplify and allow my people to think rather than do only doing stuff. Of course they will do, because we need to do our objectives and deliver, but I'm more thinking about how to allow or give them more time to think, because there's one huge problem I have to discuss with you. Because AI in the long run will make people dumber. I mean,
shit in, shit out presentation. Shit in, shit out presentation.
we could, if you don't want to be banned on YouTube, we can use garbage in, garbage out. But the thing is, look how we as a humankind are using AI. We are just delegating thinking to chatbots, and
Yeah.
in long run, or think other way. Are you able to send an email with no proofreading with AI?
No, I wouldn't trust it. Barely trust myself sending email.
So
no, I would not.
The thing is, my business partner told me that he is not able to send any mail with no proofreading these days with AI. And it's the hardest part for us, that even in the simplest task, we are delegating the responsibilities to AI for basic thinking, because it's super cheap, it's easy, it's here. And the thing is, even Microsoft did research that people with AI as a copilot are not thinking, or are even forgetting their skills, because they are delegating one more time this sort of skills to AI. Let me give you an example. I am, let's say, developer, not full stack, but I'm let's say DevOps or SysOps. But I can't remember when I write on my own any MySQL or SQL query for 1 year. I forgot how to do it. And it's the thing, if you push your people to do everything with AI, they will forget their expertise. And is the thing how I want to achieve this adoption or transformation safely for my team, to give them tools, optimize frustration, optimize time, which will directly reflect profit margins, RPE, and so other stuff, but allow them to think. Otherwise, if I just put everything to AI and push them to use AI like for everything, they will stop thinking and they'll forget their expertise, because they will delegate it to AI, which is instant gratification, because it works. But maybe with hallucination, maybe
True.
not. You know what I mean?
True.
It's tricky.
Yeah, it is. There is a fine line where you are relying too much and not relying enough. But as you ask, I asked ChatGPT many times to rewrite my sentences to make sure it sounds English, because I'm Slovak and sometimes I just don't
which is
get
good.
it right. And ChatGPT gets it better, So yeah, we use it for lots of things.
Yeah,
So,
but I'm doing same way, because I'm not native speaker, as you probably already recognize. I'm using, of course, AI for proofreading and polishing my English, but I even try to read it and feel the difference. Treat it as language tutor, not just the copywriter, the copy paste, then good to LinkedIn post, whatever it is. And this moment of reflection, how it just changed even the LinkedIn post, what mistakes I made, is the thing we need to apply to AI just to grow our, let's say, brains. Otherwise, we can, the average AI, the average IQ in the world is 100 IQ. AI models these days they have like 150 IQ. So it's tempting to delegate for someone smarter, but we need to remember that we need to have our brains also in shape and use AI also to learn something, even if it's just about proofreading.
Absolutely. I mean, I love using AI, and I think it's what you said. It amplifies you. It helps you, but you cannot rely on it. I mean, it still hallucinates, as you said, garbage in, garbage out, not the other word. But that was your presentation. Like if you use bad information and it let it hallucinate and you rely on it, you will just get garbage out again, and you will work with the garbage. So I think we are still guilty of it. And I work with lots of clients who are like, oh, we're just going to use AI tool. And it's like, is there anyone to fact check? Is there anyone to make sure we are actually not using old data or wrong data? It happens, right? So yeah, I think human in a loop, as you said, and using it to enhance you, not replace you. I love that. I think that is the message we should have from all this video, because that's what I got from your presentation. Is AI is there to help you. I personally love the idea of freeing your hands and thinking. I mean, obviously, and not replacing you, enhancing you. And you said one more interesting thing, because you talk about MIT and Army, and you said one more interesting thing, how you should optimize your content. And it said again, Army thing, how they talk to each other. Most important thing on the top. And I started to use it actually. I thought it was the easiest takeaway from that whole conference that you can implement tomorrow. So I actually voted for you as one of the top speeches. Because
thank you very much.
I love speeches where I find the one thing so simple and so actionable I can implement tomorrow. So can you take us through this thinking? Because I started to pay attention when I read contents on iGaming website. Nobody is following this. Nobody is following this strategy. So can you explain it to us so people can have this one idea in their brain that this is the wow factor of your presentation for me?
Yeah, it's super simple and brilliant. So let me give some background for it, because the thing is, our copywriters and AI in some cases are just writing the words. In most cases, scenarios, our copywriters, they don't have the knowledge of any linguistic in this case. And in the second part, I could say we just publish the content. Okay, fine, but AI or Google or whatever it is have to retrieve the information from it in the cheapest way. Plus, they need to make sure that the information is proper. And there is a concept which the shortcut is a BLUF, which stands for bottom line up front, and is the way how U.S. Army communicate in professional way. So imagine any movie with soldiers, how the officers are communicate. So the most important facts and information at the beginning in the most direct way to understand, not because army is serious, you can't make mistake. So with most important information at the beginning in direct way, super easy to digest, super easy to understand. And then after 50 words or 100 words, doesn't matter, all perspectives, informations, alternatives, and fluff. And if we think about this way, all information retrieval pipelines, I mean Google, ChatGPT, have to retrieve this sort of information. So if we even structure our content, FIQ, headings, this way, it will be much easier for AI to understand it. And that's a simple trick which works. Because one more thing,
It does.
I don't want to be too technical on this podcast as you asked me, but imagine that these days all content are set of headings. Let's say question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. And you need to optimize each, let's say, passage as autonomous piece of information for information retrieval. So if AI is retrieving your website, each heading, each information should be autonomous for retrieval. And if you just apply for each question, answer, each heading in your content, the BLUF at the beginning, it will be much easier for them to retrieve. And at the end of the day, use this information for AI synthesis in ChatGPT, AI mode, AI overview. Simple as that. Yeah, so BLUF, bottom line up front.
As you said, we used to optimize for bots with keyword stuffing and all of that. Then we went to humans, and now we need to optimize for both. So I think this BLUF method, it's absolutely optimizing for both, because it gives me as a human the information I'm looking for, and as well it gives the bot the information right there and then in a cheap, fast, and efficient way.
Yeah, if you're looking for the recipe for for pancakes, you are looking for recipe for pancakes. You don't want to read about French cuisine in this case, you know. It's the thing.
True. That's perfect. Anything you want people really to remember or take away from this podcast for me is the using AI to enhance you. It's the ideas of letting you think, because you automate tasks that kill us every day. And obviously BLUF, my favorite. But is there anything that you think is the most important thing people should understand from your message? What's the message here?
Don't push your people. Work with your people. Trust your people that they know better what they are doing. Ask them what is the biggest frustration on a weekly basis, how you can help them to remove this frustration and allow them to think other than just being frustrated by the simplest task. Plus, don't chase the shiny objects. In most case scenarios, SEOs are about shiny objects, about tricks, cloaking, black hat and stuff. Start from the simplest stuff, start from boring stuff, start from back office, and you will be much happier in the next quarter, trust me.
Thank you. I think this is a perfect closing words. Thank you for sharing all the information. And I think you over-delivered. And I wish you a happy Easter, because we shot this before Easter.
Thank you very much. I'm waiting for the Easter this year. And yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on. And I hope it wasn't our first rodeo, and we can meet each other in next few months and discuss how the whole AI influence your organization, my organization, and how to move forward.
That would be fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.